Do you know why you should be buying a domain name even though you're not using it? I'm going to tell you in this fortnight's episode here on Small Business Studios podcast. We upload fortnightly, however you may have noticed that we didn't upload last fortnight, and I'm going to give you the tea on that very shortly. But this week we're going to be talking about when you should be buying a domain name, why you should be buying a domain name, and some scams that can come around not buying that domain name. So let's jump into it. For last fortnight's video, I actually wanted this video to go up all about domain names. When I record a podcast episode, I want to give you all the information. However, between the time of recording this domain name podcast and the day that it was meant to go up last fortnight, I actually found out more information around this topic that I know you guys need to know so that you can make an informed decision whether or not you'll follow my advice. I would wait that fortnight, get all the information and things that I needed to know, that I can tell you exactly what you need to know so you can make that informed decision. So make sure you stay tuned right to the end so that you can see what I found out that I actually didn't even know. That's from someone who has been designing websites and using domain names for over 11 years. So without further ado, let's jump into it. So what is a domain name? Domain names are the URL or the website link for a website. So for myself, that is willow-and-pine-studios.com. It'll look different for everyone and you can actually choose different endings. So for myself, I could have chosen .com.au, .net, .org if I was an organisation and things like that. They're not too expensive. You can buy them off of hosting platforms. I personally use GoDaddy and I have for as long as I can remember. Why is it important to have a domain name? It makes it easy for customers to find you. When you go to create a website on most hosting platforms, you can purchase a domain name through them, or you can use their free domain names. This would look something like, for myself, willow-and-pine-studios.wordpress.com or willow-and-pine-studios.wix.com. Now, this makes it really difficult for customers and clients to be able to find you. What I'd suggest you doing is buying that personalized domain name. It makes your customers easier to find you because they're not going to go, what hosting platform were they using again, and looking that up. Most customers and clients look up your businessname.com or businessname.com.au if you're in Australia. Make it easy for them and so they won't get frustrated and move to someone that is easier to find. Now, on that note of using hosting platforms, websites like .wordpress.com, it doesn't look as legitimate. It looks like you're starting out, which you may be starting out. However, you want to be giving that perception that you're investing in your business and your products and your services. So having your business.com makes it look so much more legitimate and not just something that you whack together. Through domain buying platforms like GoDaddy, you can actually buy a business email address. So for myself, that may look like jasmine@willow-and-pine-studios.com. It gives your email an authoritative look and you can actually forward emails from there to your personal one so you don't have to give out your personal email address. And another big thing about why you need to be buying a domain name is to take control. We're going to be talking about this a little bit more in just a few moments, but first we're going to be talking about why you should be buying a domain name, even if you're planning on not ever using it. I recommend to all my startup clients, whether or not they're wanting to launch a website anytime in the near future or not, is to buy that domain name. It's generally only a few dollars a year. It can look different depending on the domain name that you're looking for. If it's only a few letters long or a few characters long, it can be more expensive. It lets you know that you have that security in place, that if in a couple of years' time you want to launch the website, you're not going to have to pay a big fee to the owner of that web link. Now, I've helped a lot of businesses and even my business in their startup phases. And the first thing I ever did was not go on Facebook or Instagram to see if the name was taken or not. It was to go on a domain name search platform. Now, moving into this take control that I was talking about before, now I always knew that you want to be taking control of your domain name. However, what I found out is going to shock you, and it shocked me to my core. This is the information that I already knew and that I was planning on sharing in my last video, is that some people out there can buy the domain name and then hold it for ransom when you decide to buy that domain name in the future once your business is blown up or you decide to go down that path. And instead of spending $20 a year, you could actually be spending a couple of thousand, and if not even more. Now, the information that shocked me to my core is that you could actually buy your domain name and still have a scam go out using your domain name. Now, I know that sounds confusing, and let me break it down for you. Let's say your business is called Apple and Peaches. So you go out and you buy appleandpeaches.com.au. You build a beautiful website, you start invoicing people through that when they buy a product or service, they follow you on Instagram and Facebook. Now you have bought this .com.au website that is yours. Have the security of that. However, what some scammers out there are doing, they are buying the .com version, which is still available because you've only bought the .com.au. They are creating a website that looks similar, if not exact to yours. Then they are doing their research on your followers on Instagram and Facebook, finding their contact information and sending invoices to them. This means when these people are opening up the invoices, it looks like it's coming from you. However, it is coming from the .com version that you have not purchased. Now, I did not know this until literally just a few weeks ago. And like I said, it really shocked me that this is happening out there. And I know quite a few people now, once I've started speaking about it, have actually been affected by this. So, how do we fix this solution? If you're planning on buying a .com.au version for your future website or your current website that you're wanting to attach a domain name to, do it. However, I would highly suggest investing a little bit extra money into the .com version. This means that you have complete control over all bases. Now, flipping it on the other hand is if you purchase a .com domain name, it's actually a lot harder for scammers to purchase that .com.au domain name, because when you go to register a .com.au domain name, you actually have to attach an Australian business number or ABN. This means that if they do go down this path, it is a lot easier to track them down and to hold them accountable for their actions. Invest in yourself, invest in your business, and then you won't have scams come out in the future. Now, like I said, there is many different reasons why you should be buying a domain name. Now, if you are a business and you don't have a domain name yet, I would highly suggest you go and purchase that now. And even better yet, if you are in your startup phases and have not yet launched your business, purchase that domain name. It's better to buy your domain name as soon as you can so that you don't find that your domain name is being held ransom and you're out of pocket a lot of money. Alrighty guys, so that is all from me today. Thank you so much for joining me on this fortnight's episode where we spoke about domain names, the importance of purchasing a domain name, even if you are not planning on using it anytime soon. Now, I'll give you a bit of rundown who I am and what I do. I run a graphic design and marketing agency here in Queensland, Australia. However, I service all of Australia wide. We do things from social media marketing to web design and branding and a lot more. So the purpose of Small Business Studio podcast is to be able to give you a lot of information that you're able to make informed and actionable decisions from that so that your business can grow and succeed into what you dream it can be. Hit the follow button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment and a ranking because it really helps us out. You can follow us on all our socials at Willow and Pine Studios or Small Business Studios, where you'll be updated when we upload a new episode. Again, thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you next time. Bye.